what is working for J1 exceptional hardship waivers? Today we're going to be talking about a case study that answers that question, so you'll want to stay tuned. J1 exceptional hardship waivers helps you overcome the 2-year home residency requirement if you're subjected to the 2-year home residency requirement. Now, first of all, you want to check to see if you are subjected to the 2-year rule, but if you are, you probably know you are, and that's what this video is going to discuss, is what is working now if you need a J1 exceptional hardship waiver. You'll often need a J1 exceptional hardship waiver if you have U.S. government funding, or if you're not able to get a no objection statement from your home country. Those are two common situations where you'll need an exceptional hardship waiver. Now let's get to the basics. Okay, J1 exceptional hardship waiver minimum requirements, basic eligibility requirements is that you need to have a qualifying relative. So you need to have a U.S. citizen spouse, U.S. citizen child, lawful permanent resident spouse, or lawful permanent resident child. If you meet those requirements, then you can file your application with the Department of State and with USCIS. Now we do see people who filed on their own or hired an attorney that doesn't handle J1 waivers, and then they make the mistake of not filing with the Department of State. So it's really important to make a note of the fact that you file with the Department of State. Otherwise, you're not going to get your application approved. So after you file with USCIS and you've submitted your application to the Department of State, as of I'm shooting this video today, it's taking about 10 to 14 months for USCIS to issue their favorable recommendation. Once they do that, they'll forward that through an issue of I-613 to Department of State. Department of State's taking anywhere from about 52 weeks. So you can see that the processing time could take anywhere from about a year and 9 months to a little over 2 years. The particular case that we got approved in about a year and 9.5 months. Specifically, we filed the case on October 12th, 2021. Department of State processed USCIS's recommendation March 11th, 2022. And we got the favorable recommendation by Department of State on July 6th, 2023. And the USCIS approval July 31st, 2023. In this case, our client was a physician. He was from Egypt. We do many Egyptian cases. The J1 waiver was based off of exceptional hardship to the U.S. citizen child. This is a very type of common case where we have the child as the qualifying relative. Now, it's important to note that when a waiver is based on exceptional hardship to a spouse, we have to show the spouse would suffer exceptional hardship if the spouse relocated with the J1 to the home country, and also if the spouse remained in the US without the J1. Now, in this case, both parents were not US citizens, but the child was. So in this particular situation, you don't have to show exceptional hardship if the child had to stay in the US, because the child could not stay in the US. They would have to go home. So you only have to show exceptional hardship if they have to go back to their home country, which is what we did in this situation. In these types of cases, one of the main arguments is country conditions. For instance, in Egypt, there's rampant inflation, there's pollution. For every country, they have their own unique country conditions, and we do the research for those cases and talk about the country conditions and how that would affect the U.S. citizen or lawful permanent resident. Then also in this situation, there's career hardship, there's financial hardship. So all of those issues together create a compelling exceptional hardship waiver argument. And by combining all those arguments, because there's not just one argument that typically wins a case, that's rare. It's usually by having to discuss all of the different factors of hardship that we're able to obtain an approval. And that's what we did in this case. And as you know, the case was approved and we got to celebrate. Yay! So I'm so happy that I was able to share this win with you. I invite you to connect with us. If you would like, post your comments below. Make sure you subscribe to continue to get updates. And by bettering yourself, you're bettering your family. And by bettering your family, you're bettering the world. Thank you. Bye for now.